In the heart of Africa's financial sector, one name echoes louder than most: Tony Elumelu. A billionaire, philanthropist, and business titan. Praised by presidents, celebrated by the media, admired by the people. But beneath the polished surface of fame and philanthropy, lies a vast and powerful web of companies, many unknown to the public. What if we told you, Tony Elumelu's influence stretches far beyond banking, into healthcare, energy, hospitality, and even government contracts? In today's investigation, we uncover the 10 companies owned or controlled by Tony Elumelu and the hidden strategies that make him one of the most influential and controversial figures in Africa. This is the empire of Elumelu. And this is what they don't want you to know. Let's start with the centerpiece of Tony Elumelu's empire, United Bank for Africa, or UBA. With presence in over 20 African countries, UBA is more than just a bank. It's a political tool. It funds governments. It handles major public sector transactions. And it puts Tony at the heart of every major economic decision in West Africa. But here's the twist: as executive chairman of AS Holdings, Tony doesn't just influence UBA. He controls its board, its direction, and indirectly, the economies of entire nations. And while it's praised for financial inclusion, it's also accused of charging excessive hidden fees on low-income accounts, alleged facilitation of political donations behind the scenes, ties to politicians that raised eyebrows during Nigerian elections. What happens when one man controls the bank that controls the government's money? Next, we turn to Transnational Corporation of Nigeria, better known as Transcorp. This conglomerate spans hospitality, oil and gas, and power. And guess who's the chairman? Transcorp Power Limited supplies electricity to millions. Transcorp Hotels owns one of Africa's most iconic landmarks, the Hilton in Abuja. And Transcorp Energy. It's slowly acquiring dormant oil blocks with strategic potential. But what happens when one man controls too much? Allegations of land grabbing tied to hotel expansion projects, environmental violations near Transcorp Power Limited operations, concerns over monopoly in the hospitality sector with political support. Transcorp is not just building infrastructure, they might be building a new corporate oligarchy. Through Transcorp, Tony is positioning himself to control 3 of Nigeria's most essential sectors: energy, tourism, and infrastructure. AS Holdings is the nerve center, the private investment firm that owns stakes in most of Tony's companies. It operates in stealth, with little public accountability. From agriculture to real estate, energy to education, this single holding company has its tentacles in nearly every lucrative sector of the Nigerian economy. On paper, it's about impact investing. But critics claim it's used to dodge regulatory scrutiny, it operates with zero transparency on capital flow, key partnerships with foreign companies have raised sovereignty concerns. What is AS Holdings really? Some say it's a smokescreen for quiet empire building. With AS Holdings, Tony can fund his own companies, acquire competitors, and bypass public markets, while staying largely out of media scrutiny. In 2021, AS Oil and Gas acquired OML 17, one of Nigeria's most profitable oil blocks, from Shell, Total, and ENI. But few know this: the deal, reportedly worth over $1 billion, involved zero public bidding. It was all done behind closed doors. Funded by a consortium of foreign banks and private interests, most tied to Tony Elumelu's vast network. Accusations of backdoor licensing deals through political channels, communities near HHOG sites alleging pollution and neglect. Critics say HHOG is yet another player in Nigeria's oil corruption saga. Is AS Oil and Gas really fueling progress, or fueling Nigeria's dependence on a broken system? Afriland Properties, under the Transcorp umbrella, is quietly transforming urban landscapes across Nigeria. From government buildings to commercial spaces, their portfolio keeps growing. And with cozy government connections, these contracts often bypass competitive bidding, giving Tony's empire near monopolistic control over public real estate development. Tony Elumelu doesn't just own banks and oil wells. He owns hospitals. Avon Medical, part of the AS Holdings portfolio, provides primary and specialist care across Nigeria. But insiders suggest services are unaffordable to the average Nigerian, alleged partnerships with government clinics that redirect public resources, staff complaints of exploitation and underpayment. What looks like healthcare may just be healthcare profiteering with a premium twist. In a country with poor healthcare infrastructure, Avon benefits from both government grants and partnerships, opening up a new revenue stream from public health initiatives. Closely tied to Avon Medical is Avon HMO, one of Nigeria's fastest-growing health maintenance organizations. While it's marketed as affordable healthcare for all, insiders allege that its connections to government-backed schemes give it an unfair edge. But dig deeper, clients report denials of treatment on technicalities, claims of rigged partnerships with only select hospitals, regulators allegedly turning a blind eye. Is Avon HMO protecting lives or maximizing profit at any cost? Critics argue that by owning both the provider and the insurer, Tony profits at every stage of Nigeria's healthcare system. Not all of Tony's ventures are for profit. The Africapitalism Institute, his think tank, influences economic policy across the continent. But critics argue it's a public relations shield, events and scholarships mostly favor elites, promotes private sector dominance in public policy. Is Africapitalism the answer, or a clever branding stunt to distract from rising inequality? While publicly about empowering African entrepreneurs, critics claim it often promotes policies that benefit Tony's own ventures, under the guise of Pan-African growth. The Tony Elumelu Foundation is Africa's largest philanthropy supporting entrepreneurs. Thousands of startups have received funding. It's his most praised achievement. But here's what few ask: what if the foundation is a funnel? A way to invest in companies that eventually benefit the Elumelu network while gaining political goodwill. Some grant recipients reportedly receive indirect business guidance that steers them toward serving heirs holdings companies. Finally, Tony Elumelu's recent involvement with Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms, an operator of special economic zones across Africa, raises alarms. By investing in infrastructure where taxes are waived and regulation is lax, Tony may be positioning for total control over Africa's industrial future. Tony Elumelu is no ordinary businessman. He's a brand. A banker. A billionaire. A public figure. But as we've seen today, he's also a strategist. A consolidator of power. And perhaps, the most quietly influential figure in modern African capitalism. So the question remains, is he a hero? A monopolist? Or something far more complex? The truth is, no one builds an empire without making enemies. And the bigger the empire, the darker the shadows it casts. If you found this expose eye-opening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment below, which company surprised you the most? And remember, behind every great empire, there's a story they don't want you to know.